Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rap Game After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. See who hit the #1 spot and see who brought in that drama. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey.
I'm ready to let it go. Shimmy, cup of bud. Woo, woo.
Hey.
Light it up and take a puff. Now you can find me in St. Louis rolling up dubs, smoking up dubs in clubs.
Okay, we stop right there.
Getting the daps and hugs, mean moms and show shrugs.
All right.
Yo, I think we're missing the velour suits.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Back in the
Right,
day,
right, the fitted. You know, the white Air Force Ones.
sweatbands, give me
Yo,
2 per.
If you saw
man.
me in high school, and you saw a picture of me in high school, oh my gosh, I do not want any of those to fly up on my
We need that picture.
Facebook. No, we don't.
We got. Let's
Maybe
find
next
that
week.
picture. We'll bring it in next week.
Maybe next week. I used to do that denim on denim outfit, you know what I mean, with the Timbs.
Denim outfit.
Matter of fact,
You know what I
The
mean?
overalls.
Carl Kanai, y'all remember Carl Kanai?
But yeah,
Sean John?
Kanai.
I didn't do the overalls.
Pele,
though.
Sean John.
Sean
Remember,
John.
remember wearing the overalls though with like the one strap?
Okay.
One of them
Actually,
my older brothers
one of them
did that.
up.
There we go, yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Nino. You are tuned into the Rap Game After Show. This is season 2, episode 2. Rap Yo City.
Rap it.
Yo, you can always find me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Y'all know I'm not here alone because Lem isn't here today. He will be back next week. But on my left over here, we have Mr. Joshua Johnson. What's good, man?
What's up, everybody? It's Joshua Johnson. Last week, I forgot my own Twitter name. So this week, I
You got a sign?
I
You
brought
write it down?
my notepad. Can I go back to my notepad?
Go back to
Oh,
your notepad. Ooh,
notepad
shade,
ever. This is
shade.
the rap game.
Shade. What you got? One more time?
Yeah, JJ the Talented. You find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat on
I'm about to kick you out
JJ the
booth.
Talented. Yeah, that's it.
You about to get
Get
out
him
the
out
booth.
of here.
And Mr. Be Your Own Dad himself, Mr. Jimmy V. What's up, man?
Hey, yo, what's happening? It's your man Jimmy V. You know, Twitter, Instagram, at Be Your Own Dad. This is Rep Your City, so I'm going to rep
Yes.
my city. Boston, stand up, Brockton,
Let
Taunton,
'em know.
508,
Go.
617. Where y'all from? What's up?
Let 'em know.
No, let's
Let
go.
'em
Where you
know.
from? NorCal? NorCal in the house.
I did spend a little time in NorCal, but I claim
I
a
did
lot of
spend some
area
time,
codes
you know.
because
Do
we
you?
moved around a lot. So from the 209 to
Okay.
the 760
Okay.
to the 909 to the 310. What
Hey,
Yo.
okay.
My
Okay.
310 brother right over here. 310 Rep Your City 90260. Lawndale, California. What's up to the Losing High
South
School
Bay.
alumni?
Hey,
South
yeah,
Bay.
South Bay in the house.
Hey, and
Okay.
everybody tune in. Make sure you comment, rep your area code in
Yes.
the comment
Good
box.
idea.
We want to
Rep
know
your
where
city.
you're from.
All
Yo.
right.
So the whole thing, the situation, we have a couple different things here. So we had somebody who didn't know how to write her own lyrics, which kind of messed her up a little bit. Then we had a mama bring some drama into the
drama.
house.
The drama
you know what I mean?
mama.
And then we had kids who just didn't know how to rep their city in a sense. Right?
Thank you. Uneducated
Yeah.
from exactly where they were from. I don't know if you guys noticed it. When they first met Nelly, Jayla Marie's commentary was like, I was so happy to meet Nelly because it's Nelly. I'm like, does she know what he's done though?
I
Like,
wondered
Does she
that.
know his accolades? Matter of fact, Country Grandma just went diamond. So
Yes.
shout out to
Whoa,
him.
That's
shout out
crazy.
to Nelly. Yeah, for sure.
8th album in ever
history?
hip hop to
Oh,
go
hip-hop.
diamond. Exactly.
That's
so
nuts.
shout out
That's
to him.
huge.
So yes, that's huge. So my thing is, do they know who they're actually meeting and where they're from?
Well, you know what? She knew who Monica was. You know what I mean? With a Monica song with Lil Wayne. But you know, if she had brought back to the boys' mind with Brandy, I would have been like, I'm really impressed with you.
Right.
But I agree with you though. I felt like when the kids met Nelly, they didn't really know. And I was thinking, like, do these kids really know who Nelly is?
Right.
Because, I mean, when he
young.
came out, they weren't even born yet.
No,
Right.
10 years ago, I was 20, so like I'm 30 now, right? So I was already in college, and Nelly was out when I was in high school.
Right,
So to
same
think about
here.
that, they weren't born yet. But if their parents paved the way to some good music,
That's true,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
They might know who their history was. You know what I mean? They know who Snoop is, they know who Tupac is, which is great or whatnot. But who knows if they knew that early 2000s kind of fun flowetry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little different from the rap that we have now, which is crazy.
Much different. That's a whole
Yeah, it's a
different
whole
game.
different game.
That is a whole different game. You don't have to have a hook all the time here. You know?
But you gotta have some lyrics.
You don't have to
do
rhyme either,
You
apparently.
gotta have some lyrics, if you know what I mean.
Long as you got your notepad.
You're a
with
shade
you.
monitor.
As long as you got the notepad, I'm taking it out.
All right, so let's get into it, y'all.
Yeah.
So Nia K, she came in ready and confident to be #1. That's what she was saying right in the beginning,
Shout out.
right? Shout out to that, and we kind of pinned her at our #1, most of us or whatnot. And Jayla Marie, she was happy about her performance last episode, but she straight up said, I don't write my own lyrics, which was a controversy last season with Super Peach.
Right.
Speak on it, y'all.
And I feel like, JD maybe owes Super Peach an apology for making that a big deal.
Because he came at her hard.
Right,
In
the whole
season
cast
1,
came at her hard. JD came at her hard for not writing her lyrics, but yet coming to season 2, and it's okay all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's fine, which was interesting too, because she came out when the parents were all meeting and they were talking, and they asked her dad. He was like, "Oh no, she writes all of her lyrics." So there was a mix up there.
I think he had mentioned that she puts the input in, but he has nothing to do with the input, so he doesn't even write anything. So maybe this is what he meant. Maybe he meant like she writes down what she wants and then she sends it over to the writers, like she was saying, and they tweak it up. But this one that they had her write was all switched up a whole bunch, so she got really messed
I don't
up.
think she had any input.
Does that even make the competition fair? Like, if I got Jay-Z on the line, I'm gonna be like, I need some bars. Like, is that
Yeah, I
still
know, right?
fair enough to everybody else?
That's a good point.
It could work with you and work against you, and in this case, what happened?
It worked.
It worked against
her.
it.
Way
Now,
against it,
but
right?
we know in hip hop, there's a lot of ghost writers. There's a lot of writing teams.
Yep.
Does that make it okay? It's a weird kind of
It's so weird. It's a double-edged sword
right?
type situation, because like if you could be upfront about it, you know what I mean, which is great. Like I mentioned, I felt that it was dope that she was so upfront about it, because we didn't have to hide the situation and find out later on in some drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some, he said, she said type stuff. But it's also hard because for her, like, she gets it 2 hours before they're supposed to wrap. She's 11 years old and has to deal with this. It's her first time on this type of scale. Yeah. You only got one shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to master the flow and memorize it.
That's hard.
Actually, you don't have to memorize it, but you got to get the flow together.
Oh, that's the biggest
part.
part.
And she clearly didn't have that together.
No, or the lyrics.
No, right, yeah.
I think it stems from the start. Rap is expression.
Right.
It's pretty much poetry on top of a beat, right?
Right.
And it's self-expression.
Exactly. And if you remember in season 1, they got on Little Poopy because nobody could relate to riding in Ferraris, hanging out with Montana, 10. Blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So he had to switch up his bars so everybody can relate to it.
Right.
So go back into her case, if she's spitting bars that other 11-year-olds can relate to, what type of artist are you at that point?
Right. So I think her writers have to be really selective with what they use and what they do.
Very selective, yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, on the plus side, it was good that she said it straight off the bat.
Yeah, good.
But it's hard for her in this competition. It's going to be even harder as the weeks progress.
Yeah, I think that's going to be her downfall going forward, too, as we saw this week.
Right. So transitioning from that, she's still in some drama because Prince of New York's mama.
Right. Yovanka.
Is it Yovanka or Yovanna? Is it Yovanka?
Yo got beef. I don't know.
It's on her arm, so I was trying to read. I keep on forgetting.
I think it's Yovanka because when I saw it, I thought of Ivanka Trump.
I think it's Yovanna, but we'll figure that out later on or whatnot. But Prince of New York's mom felt some type of way when Jayla hit him with that, change your name to Prince of New Jersey.
Which was a good line.
Which is
that's the
really
objective, to come at the competition.
Thank you.
Don't
Exactly.
be mad at the player, mad at the game.
Exactly.
That was the assignment, and she was the only one that followed the assignment. The fact that she was supposed to go out and show why she was better than her competition, and hit him with those punchlines, and that's what she did. And so for his mom to step in and be like, "Well, why is your daughter hitting my son like that with those lines?" I think she was out of line. Clearly,
Right.
I think she got into her feelings.
No, she did,
She
and
was.
I put in here too sensitive or not. You know what I mean? Jason played it cool, and he was like, "Well, this is blah blah blah. This is just how it went down. This is the competition. She played the competition right. Yeah. Plus, it had nothing to do with those lyrics or whatnot. Nonetheless, still, you know what I mean? Like, if I was Jason, I would have been like, I would have came at it more. I would have came at it calm, but still like." How this is the rap game. How are you going to deal with this when the industry comes on and somebody else comes for your son? Granted, your son is young, but you're going to have to prepare yourself and his self for this whole situation because it's going to come at you left and right and left and right.
That's right.
Especially when you get those no's, and then she's like, "Well, my son's better than everyone else." You know what I mean? He's new to the game. He's fresh to the game. We saw he had some trouble, even though his bars were amazing today. But he still had some trouble. So she might need to cool it just a little bit. Don't come for me, please.
She needs to back off. She needs to back off a little bit.
Yovanka, don't come for me. I'm just saying.
We don't want no trouble
No,
over here.
she needs to back off. That was the point of the competition, and I agree with you as far as Jason, because it seemed like at one point he was kind of like they kind of agreed to be like, okay, then I'll tell her to back off.
But why?
But why?
You shouldn't
Yeah,
have to.
that's the time when you go and say, hey, no, this is the competition. This is what we're here for. If you can't take the heat,
Then get out the kitchen.
all right.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
Let's be real.
The rap game is a.
This ain't a game.
They used to say, right?
JD said this ain't a
used
game.
to say the rap game because it used to always be about fighting.
Yeah.
Fighting. And then they switched it up in the 90s and 80s to a lyrical battle.
That's true.
Verbal
ahead of
jabs.
myself, guys. Exactly. So
That's true.
You just got to be able to fight. That's all.
That's very true. Now, so this is Identity Week for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Part of Identity Week, because next week we see that they kind of get their clothing together and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this is where you're from, like rep your city. Now, when I was young, I knew exactly where I was from because everyone around my city was proud to be around where they were. You know, I had a lot of family or whatnot, but not everyone identifies with that because all they see is like staples around the area. You know what I mean? Like every kid mentioned, like,
Speaking
oh yeah,
of
there's
Los
this.
Angeles.
The
Exactly.
big, like,
saying,
tourist
The
attractions.
big tourist attractions, but not like
You
what
should
really
know-
makes your home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that just goes to like that just goes to like how you're brought up in your city. But what really got me was when Nia K was like, I don't want to talk about the negative in my city. I want to talk about the positive because I don't want people to look at it like that, which was pretty deep for her age.
That was very insightful.
That's especially at that age, and she made a great point because I just watched a Breakfast Club interview with Little Durk, and obviously his rhymes are all about, we can say, the bad, right?
Yeah.
But he now understands that he's got younger fans looking up to him, and that's what they expect out of him now.
Right.
But he said at this point he can't just switch it up and do everything positive just because he's already out there as that guy. So I do like her point of perspective of I'm trying to give off the good instead of the bad, and it's especially needed in their state of time now where Chirac and all the guns and all that stuff. Yeah,
It's got a bad
needed.
rap.
Yeah.
No, it is exactly.
No pun intended.
Right. Right. Good one. Now we saw Nelly in the studio though. That's why we played Country Grammar for everybody, right?
St. Louis.
It was crazy to see him. He went diamond like you had mentioned, but he repped his city super hard,
To the
and
fullest.
that's what made him famous. That's what put him on the map.
Everybody knows
And
Nelly's
St.
from.
Louis, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Same thing. Debrat, as JD mentioned, was you just wrote about Southside Chicago all the time, and that's how she came up or whatnot.
I knew nothing about Atlanta until I heard "Welcome to Atlanta,
where the players play.
We ride on things like every day." See, exactly, bam. So that's just the perfect example. Rep your city to the fullest.
But you know what? I think to kind of, not to the little kids, to the rappers' credit, but to their defense, I want to say that they are kind of young though.
They are.
They're what, between
11
10
to
11,
what, 16?
16.
Yeah.
So some of the ones who are like 11 and 12, what do they know much about their city? Because they're still, they're going to school, wearing backpacks, and their parents are dropping them
I think
off,
that's
and they
where
go to daycare
right.
afterwards. Like, what do they
I
really
think
know?
that's where the managers come in. They're momagers or the dadagers, right? They come in and they're like, listen, because when Nia K was a little confused with what the assignment was, her dad kind of came in, tried to step in to to say this is how it should be, and I feel like they should have dived in a little deeper. Kind of like Lil Key, he's a little older, so that's why he kind of hit his rap really, really well, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Key.
Shout out to Lil Key, that was really dope. But I feel like if their parents were a little bit more involved, just to help them kind of move them in that direction and say, hey, it's not just about the staples around your area, but it's more about your community. It's more about the people that you're with. I think it'll help them grow or whatnot. Because when you're a child star, you need that direction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And what makes your city unique?
Yeah.
I mean, most big cities that these kids are from have an arena.
Right.
They have a big known restaurant.
Right.
That people are, go there for.
Juniors
But
from Brooklyn,
What
right?
makes them really unique, and what makes your city tick?
Which is, I believe, why Lil Key earned #1, because he did his research and he went back and he spoke about the slaves and everything. So
Yeah, that made me
So
think.
he's not only spitting bars, now he's educated.
Right.
Which is why I'm a huge fan of J. Cole, Nas, Kendrick, because they all do that within their rhymes.
Right. Oh, man, Cricket Smile is one of my favorite songs from J. Cole.
Oh,
come
of
on,
course,
man.
man, yeah.
Still hasn't fixed those teeth, and that's okay with me. It's okay with me.
It's not just a gimmick. These guys
No.
are dropping, history. They're dropping
Right.
knowledge. They're
Yeah.
dropping, consciousness.
Right. You know what killed me when Monty mentioned Fox Hills Mall, which is a pretty big staple out here. I used to work at the H&M at Fox Hills Mall.
Did you really?
Yeah, when I first started.
got
yeah,
the plug
we
over
got
here.
the plug before before all this entertainment stuff. I was working in retail forever.
I still shop at H&M. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie,
me
man.
too.
So I might.
Hey,
Do
man.
you still get that
I do
discount
too.
though?
Want me these kicks?
Oh, okay.
$29.99. H&M.
$29.99. Only go up to size like 11 and a half, right?
There you go.
They don't have anything on like 11 and a half.
But your 11 and a half is actually 12.
It's actually 12. It fits.
just saying. Okay, I really pulled out my shoe for that. Let's go.
Shout out to H&M. Hey, we could use some sponsorship, H&M.
No, we could.
I do need some stuff.
Scratching your head a little bit there, right? Yeah. Now, okay, so they actually went over to Cascade, which was an ATL.
Which they did season 1 too, right?
Yeah,
right. Cascade.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So they rolled around, literally rolled around,
yeah.
that area, and they got the track. They listened to the track or whatnot. So they get to go home, and they have to go ahead and write their raps. You know what I mean? Yeah. Most of the parents were okay with being separated from their kids, which was different from season 1, when they were like, "I want to be there. What's going on?" Blah blah blah. Like they were so intense. I think it was Little Key's mom who was like, "It's good. I want him to experience this. It's fine," and she was okay with it. Compared to what we saw last week, I think when she was just like...
She was down his neck. On him.
Yeah, exactly.
That last scene of the episode.
And me too.
Right.
Rooting for him. Jeez.
I know my brow was sweating and everything.
I bet he felt like a slave at that point.
we just went there. But she was a little bit more cool with him going. They come back and they start writing their raps. Now, this is the problem here. This is the issue. Now, the kids were all good. They were about to start. Jayla wrote down her thoughts, sent it to her writers, and then she had to wait. Wait.
Yeah. Because the turnaround time is usually, what they say?
24 hours.
Is it 24 hours or longer than that? Okay. And then, she needed right away.
Really quick.
So, and that was an issue for her, like we were talking about earlier, was that when she did get it, which was late, she only had 2 hours to really master it.
Right.
Yeah. So
they would have to, those ghostwriters would have to come back real quick and say, here's a 3-hour turnaround. Now you got, 12, 18 hours to go ahead and get your flow right.
But that does limit the time. If they need it quick, that does limit the time of the ghostwriters, though.
It does.
Because they have to produce something, put something out real quick.
Right.
And a lot of time quality goes down when you're trying to get something out there fast.
Right. And because everyone, was saying, is it fair that these people are, I'm writing my rap here while this person's just waiting, but in essence, you're writing your rap and you have more time than her. You're not having to worry about it because she's waiting for all this here.
Good point.
You mentioned the double-edged sword. So,
but then there's one person writing the rap, and then there's a team of people writing the rap too.
Exactly.
So I think you can argue both sides.
Right, because the rap could be amazingly great, but if you don't deliver it, then you're just done. Right.
I personally think for this competition on Lifetime, produced by Jermaine Dupri and Queen Latifah, everybody should have their own raps.
Look at that. Well, I felt like that was a commercial for the
nice and clear. Okay.
That was perfect.
No confusion.
But let's get a little bit more deeper into the drama. We talked about Yovanka, Prince of New York's mom, but then the kids got into it, y'all.
The kids, I thought it was so funny. My favorite line is my girl Nia K. Shout out to Nia K.
What did she say? I know what you're about to say.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, hold on. I wrote this. She's like, because they were talking about how Jayla hit Prince of New York in the episode 1, right? And so Nia K was like, well, she didn't throw shade at you. Her writers threw shade at you.
Right. And then she also
Which is throwing shade at her, too, at the same time.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever.
And then Nia also goes after Jayla kind of gave her that little bit of a shade on her hair. But then she said, I'm sorry real quick. I think she did it because she was like, stop talking about me not being able to rap. And it was kind of like a shield against that.
Yeah.
Almost like
she needed something to come back with.
Real
so she's
quick,
like,
right?
It hit your hair.
And then she said, sorry real quick. But then we had Nia afterwards kind of go at her and she said, well, she was just a shadow to me anyways. Or she was just in my shadow or whatever. And I was like, ooh. Was that a move?
Shout out to the engineers.
Like, okay, these kids are really getting to it. She's like, well, she wasn't really my friend anyways. I'm like, well, it just got real for these little kids or whatnot. I want to see where that goes. It died down a little bit, but I feel like it could just spark back up anytime.
But did you check Prince of New York though? The whole time he was just kind of like letting them go at it. He didn't really do or say much.
No, he didn't. He was just
he was kind of watching them like, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Right. So his little key was like, don't put me in this.
I don't want no problems. Right.
Exactly. Just trying to get to that number 1 spot. We'll talk about it in a little bit here.
That's right.
Now they go in the Southside Studios to go ahead and lay this down, and Monica's there, y'all.
Monica.
Beautiful.
Angel of mine.
Right. Okay.
She's still with Shannon Brown?
What's up?
She's still with Shannon Brown?
I don't know. Is she?
I think so. I haven't heard anything
Unfortunately.
I believe so.
But that's been for a while too.
Yeah.
That's going steady pretty well. Yeah. But I mean, we know Monica, Angel of Mine. We also remember when she used to cover up her tattoos with her with the little sleeves.
band?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she wanted to be. She used to because she wanted to be like a person that little girls could look up to.
Oh,
so she didn't want to have
like
tattoos.
more wholesome or something.
Exactly.
Like that? Okay.
After a while, though, she was like, okay, forget the tattoo.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she asked who wants to go, kind of give me a little bit of a sample. Prince of New York hit it. You know what I mean? He was like, I'll do it. He wasn't scared. And then she's like, who's the one that sings? And Jayla Marie was like, man, and she was good with it.
And that was her moment. Her moment to shine.
And what happened?
We've seen this episode before.
Yeah.
Just like when everybody got in front of Snoop.
Right.
And looks like they're
Nervous,
doing the same thing in
scared.
front of Monica. But listen, I understand.
100%.
These are people you look up to.
Yeah.
Like, look, I be on the carpet and I be like, yo, hold up. He's coming over here. You know, I start to get flustered myself. So.
And nervous, definitely. I would be
Yeah.
the same way, but and like you just have to pull it in, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
And she tried to because she volunteered herself, but I think she just got a little too excited. Plus, she volunteered herself and like she really didn't know her flow too well.
Right, yeah.
So that just messed it up right there. But Monica came at her with some great advice, which she was like, if it doesn't feel right to you, rewrite it.
Rewrite it.
Do it yourself, which was great because she didn't pounce on her like Monica's face though. I was like,
Right.
For a second, I thought she was going to pounce on her because she's like, cut the music off. Cut it
right.
off.
And I was like, oh, dang. Is that what you did to Brandy when you guys were recording?
Just cut the music off.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just joking. I don't know if there was shade there.
I think that's great advice because she's been in the game for so many years.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure she's got plenty of songs that she's received, and I don't like this. I'll switch it up. So that's just
Right.
She had another good piece of advice too that I like is when you leave the room, if they don't remember your name, you did something wrong. So, in other words, make sure they remember your name when you leave.
Make sure that's for a good reason too, though.
Oh yeah, exactly, for a good reason.
That's that entertainment life right there. I mean, you guys can speak about it in these auditions and stuff. If
Cutthroat.
you don't make them remember you, then nope.
You might not have gone in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to my favorite casting director, Justin Blackburn.
Any agents out there? What's up,
Go get that email tomorrow. Like,
Right,
right,
exactly.
requested for all this.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Now, she also said one thing too. She was 12 when she recorded her first track. I think
that
it was
blew me
Little
away.
Miss Thing, right? What did they call it? Little Miss Thing or Miss Thing? Back in the day,
One of those.
One of those things. And she said that I wasn't old enough to drive myself to the sessions, but I drove the sessions.
Yeah.
Okay, Monica.
Right?
What?
So yeah, they definitely did catch some knowledge droppings from Monica during that session.
They
for
did,
sure.
yeah. So let's go through the sessions here. Yeah. So Prince went in, he killed his verse, you know what I mean? But they were a little nervous. He used to record, or if he ever did record, it would be like JD said, in a closet versus in a real recording studio because he looks like he was a little scared of the mic. I still think he killed it with his verse though, which was dope.
Yeah.
But I could see his little hesitation because he's never done it before.
I like this verse.
I like this verse too.
It was good.
Right.
I didn't see the hesitation too much
Me
that
either.
JD was talking about, or the difference after JD talked to
When
him.
he was like, say it outside of the booth and say it in the booth. I didn't see it too much
I
either,
didn't
but
see
I
it
mean,
too
they're
much.
the experts, so
Yeah.
let them just speak, right? Jayla Marie, we know what happened. She just messed up the whole way, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, well, she messed up, but then the ultimate thing was they were just like, "Yo, you got to go," because basically she wasted their time.
Yeah.
Got kicked out of the booth, and she didn't end up recording a thing.
Right, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. You can't go in this competition and not have an assignment to turn in.
Exactly.
I thought they were just gonna for a second. I thought they might just let her go, like
cut
off the show because
Wow.
it's a competition.
True.
Right.
Yeah. But if they did, then I don't think there'd be no competition.
Right.
Well, not no competition,
That's
but
like
it'll make
you
it
didn't
less,
spit up verse, you gotta
Ratings.
cut it.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be cut. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Lil Key. Now he impressed me so much with
That's
his
your boy.
verse. Okay.
Go
Okay.
talk about it.
No,
Be more in the house.
I'm with you on that one. Lil Key impressed me so much here with bringing in the history, bringing everything, and the JD even had to stop and say, "What'd you say about the slaves?" Like,
I had to go to Wikipedia for
Yeah.
a second. Look up like Inner Harbor, Baltimore.
Is that
What is,
true?
oh, okay.
I'm mad at you with the Wikipedia thing. Like the most
Back in the day, we had
insightful
encyclopedia.
sources. Exactly.
But now we got
Back in the
Wikipedia.
day.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
And then we got Monty, he got cheered from Mike Colombo. He was like, I
Right.
was so wrong about you. Like,
Yeah.
and he killed it. Now, which is funny though, because when I was listening to it, I was just trying to listen to it really good. I felt like he was missing the beat on the track, like the flow wasn't right, but his lyrics are really good. But I thought that maybe that was just me and my earphones. I don't know if anyone else noticed it. I feel like he wasn't catching the beat for some reason.
I felt he could have done better, but based off of what we saw in episode 1, he definitely upgraded it. I think that's what they mainly wanted to
Still
see.
good. I'm not,
But yeah.
you know what I mean? Still amazing. Then we had Prince of New York, Nia. Nia K. This is what kind of surprised me a little bit.
Me too.
You know, because they thought she was saying she was nervous, but her lyrics too weren't as fire as her lyrics were in the beginning of this competition or the first episode or whatnot.
True.
What do you think? She had some hot fire at first, and
maybe
that's
the
all
hot
she got?
fire at first was something that she'd been sitting on for a while and got a chance to marinate with it.
The rap game's coming.
You know, and now that she has to do something within a day's turnaround, or if not less,
That's a good
maybe
point. I
the
never
quality
thought about
goes
that.
down. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see in the coming competition
We'll see.
weeks.
Right.
But I'll throw that out there. I don't know.
That's
but
a good one.
but then the producers had a moment when they were like, well, we'll say that line different. I think it was a line about Chicago and Jordans.
About Jordans, yeah.
And
He was like, sit on that a little bit. Don't give it that Nia
or change the tone of it or something.
Right.
But she didn't really. I didn't catch that she did. She made the change.
I don't think she did. And then she said herself, though, her voice was shaky, like she was a little nervous. And it could have been because she's recording for the first time in Southside. I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
It's a big
little
deal.
Intimidating, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so she didn't deliver as 100% as we thought she would, you know, but she was confident. She always comes in confident. So that could still
does.
be a good thing or whatnot.
She's still my front runner.
Right, there you go. Now, kids come back home and they talk to the parents, you know what I mean? The first thing that Prince of New York says, don't ask how our day was. But, I mean, he didn't do too bad, so he should have been okay.
Right.
But he was just like, they were at the recording studio the whole time. And then we had the hit list.
The hit
Hit
list.
list.
Now, tell me, did you agree with the hit list this week?
You guys know me. I'm shooting for low key, so I definitely agreed. Jayla last. I think that's self-explanatory.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go here then. So, number 5, Jayla Marie. I wrote that down right away, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Goes without saying.
Right.
You fumbled.
Right.
5 and 1, I think, were set.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. Low key, we knew he was going to get that number 1 spot. Nia K, like, I guess I kind of saw it because Prince of New York and Monty kind of brought it, and Nia K was having trouble as far as, like, her nervousness and her lyrics weren't as, like I said, fire as last week. Then we have Prince of New York at number 3. Did you think it should be Prince of New York and Monty, or Monty and Prince of New York? Like, who should have been 3 and who should have been 2? I agreed with it, though, this time.
I agree with the hit list, but part of me says Monty needs to show me a little bit more
Than what he has right now?
Yeah, than what he has so far, and you could have switched those two.
That was my only controversy between. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Little Key mentioned that he doesn't think Monty's too much of competition because he's too laid back. He's too. So I think just like we saw in season 1 with homie there too, he just got to switch it up. He just got to show that he wants it.
And Californians do get that rap though a lot of times that we're laid
Right,
back.
Little Nico's a little bit more laid back, just like Monty is. I think that's just how the scene is here. We don't go so hard every time.
We're not so
That's
aggressive.
why we
go
from
so
the East
hard.
Coast and we go hard on everything
You
we
guys
do.
gotta struggle too much, man. We got it good out here in LA.
We grind. Y'all got the
It's all the
sand
time. We
and
don't have all
the-
that snow
and
you
the
got to
beach
dig
and
out
the water. We got snow. Okay, so
I see why you mad.
that's why I moved.
So Prince of New York at 3, Monty at 2, and Little Key at number 1.
Yeah.
Well deserved, y'all.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Right.
he did good.
All right, so
episode.
predictions for next week, really quick. I want to know, what do y'all think is going to happen next week? Because somebody is about to get eliminated.
Well, we saw in the little preview of next week, right? That I think they were shocked. Like they said, what 4? Did
Yeah.
they say like four spots, right?
Yeah, instead of 5.
But if you remember, we've been here before because what ended up happening is 2 people were tied at a position. So that's what I think. I think they're using that as kind of like a hook. Okay, watch someone's gonna get eliminated.
Sure you guys tune back in, but
But
I
it
think
may
that'd
be
be
a
corny
tie.
if they do that again.
I think it'll be a tie.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. It'll be a tie at one of the spots, and then it leaves no
For
number
the
5.
drama, I want somebody to get eliminated just to spice it up
Because
just
if
a little
someone
bit.
get eliminated, it should have been Jayla Marie this week.
this
Right.
week, yeah.
True.
Number 5, yeah.
She
I
had
mean,
nothing to
just
turn
like-
in.
Well, and next week is a photo shoot, not really a rap, so that's true.
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
It's a rap
how would you
game.
eliminate someone after a photo shoot? You took a bad picture, you're ugly, get out? No.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then also too in season 1, it was 5 contestants until the last episode.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna switch that whole thing up.
And keep it the
I don't
same.
think so
You
either.
know what I've always also been predicting is like we saw Homegirl from last week. Iggy Azalea, what was her name?
Oh, Tally.
Tally.
yeah.
She is all over the billboards with them. So still, So I'm like, is she gonna come back because like they took the time to keep her on the billboard still?
I've seen some promo with Tally.
Yeah,
I saw her. I think I saw her in a tweet today with Super Peach. I think she tweeted a picture with Tally and some other people.
Oh wow, there you go. Well, and then we also see Yovanka. I need to get your name right. I'm so sorry.
You've been slaying it all night. You done butchered it.
She gets a little crazy with her child, Prince of New York, because
that's mama right there.
Right, yeah. like that's not how you look. That's not how you should look. You know what I mean? And he's yelling at her like, no, don't mess with my style, blah blah, blah whatever. And it gets a little crazy, just like last time when Super Peach's mama was like, we're gonna cut these pants up and it's gonna be Caribbean style up in here.
Yep. Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We seen how that went.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see this time because, like you said last time, there was that little kind of clash with the stylist. So I think we'll probably see much more of the same this time.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Well,
okay,
that is it, y'all.
That is it.
Not until next week. We'll see what happens, if there's really an elimination or not. But once again, thank you for joining us here in the Rap Game. Leave those comments like Jimmy V said. We'd like to see those.
Yes,
We'd like to see what you think about the Rap Game. Also, what you might predict as well, too. But also, rep those codes out there. We want to see your zip code.
Where you
city.
from?
Exactly. It's your boy, Nino. Once again, you can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My homies, what you got? Out the booth!
Somebody wrote this for me. Hold on.
What does this say?
What's that say right there?
Is that KK the Town?
No. Let me rewrite it. Because Monica told me to rewrite it.
Yeah, so.
Okay, you can find me on social media, Joshua Johnson, at JJ the Talented on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
You almost forgot that. Look at that.
Look back at the pad. Yeah, it's your boy Jimmy V. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Be Your Own Dad. Make sure you check out the blog, which I do post this after show there, of course. BeYourOwnDad.blogspot.com. Make sure you check that out. And rep your city. Where you from?
There you go, y'all. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.